Hey guys, Chris again here for RoofWebs.com. This advanced tutorial will teach you how to change the information on your contact page, which if we go over here and look at the Contact Us page, again we're working with the RoofWebs Bronze series, although yours will look very similar to this as well. I'm going to go to the contact page here. Now obviously you need to be able to change your company name and the information over here on the right as far as your address and phone number and fax and your Twitter and things like that. And if you were to move, how do you go about changing this map? And we'll cover all that right now. So if you go to the back end of your site, we're going to go ahead and log in here. Once we get logged in, we're going to, now normally you'd be working in content, and we covered some of the modules. In this is considered a component, and the component is called Contact Enhanced. Now the way you're going to work with this is go into Contacts under the Contact Enhanced button. Now you have two of them. The main one is the main page, the main contact page on your site. The other one is driven by the Quick Contact, which is typically on your front page and other pages of your website. So that would be driven by this little module here. So within the main contact page, we'll go back over here so we can flip back and forth between the two. Your company name that shows up at the top of the page is right here. Okay, and that's what shows up in this position. The sidebar text for fastest service call during business hours, that shows up right here. Now you can put all sorts of information that you want to in there. Just remember, spacing is an issue, and if you put a whole lot of information in there, that could throw that box off. So play with it. You're not going to hurt it. Play with it and see what you can come up with putting in that box. I've seen some pretty cool things go there. Now over here in the contact details box, this is where your main information goes. Now this email address is where your email is going to go if someone fills out the contact form. The address that's listed here is the address that's going to show up in the map on the front end. But there is one little thing that you have to do in order to change the map. You can change the address at any given time. Those are pretty self-explanatory. The country does not have to be put in there. A mobile number does not necessarily have to put in there, although that is an option, and then it'll show up on the front side. The first sort field, second sort field, third, you don't have to do anything with those. Your Twitter handle is just the handle part of it. You don't include the twitter.com, because if you do, then it adds a broken link to the front end. LinkedIn is a direct link. Website is a direct link to your website. The maps portion of it, if we were to change, now obviously it generates this, and if we were to change that address, what you would want to do is actually click Locate on Map. I'm not going to do that. We've got this one set specifically, but once you've changed the address up here, then it's going to show up on the map right here. And then you're going to click Locate in Map, and at that point it's going to find it. You can change the zoom level so that you can zoom in closer, and then once you save it, it will show it just how it shows up in that box on the back end. Your display options, I don't typically recommend that you play with these very much. Getting them back where they were when we first started is a little difficult, and we feel like we've picked the best way for it to show up. But it's your website, you can do what you want with it. Contact form, you want to always show the CAPTCHA, which keeps the spam to a minimum. And template integrations and metadata aren't that important on a contact page. The template and integrations, you'll probably never use those. The metadata options, you obviously have the option to fill those fields out, but again, on a contact page, it just isn't that big of a deal. Miscellaneous information, you can add to these boxes, but you also need to know how to turn those on. Now, we're going to close out of this. Normally, you would click Save or Save and Close, but we're going to close out of this because I didn't make any actual changes to it. And we're going to go to the Quick Contact. Now, remember that the Quick Contact only has 2 or 3, I think it's 3 fields. We'll look at it here. Yeah, 3 fields: name, email, and phone number, and that gets you a very quick contact. It doesn't take them long. You don't have to fill out a huge form to get to you. Now, the only thing that you have to fill out on this one is the email account. But remember, if you're changing your email address to something else, you'll definitely want to make sure that you change it on both contact forms, because one does not go to the same as the other. You have to change it in both places. But you'll notice on this form, there's no email address, there's no phone number, there's no fax, and you wouldn't really want that on the front page anyway, mostly because it wouldn't fit there. This box would continue to grow and grow and grow and take up more and more space. So you want it to be a quick contact. All that you need there is an email address. But again, if you're doing it, don't forget to go ahead and do it in both places if you're changing that email address. Now, one other thing, your website has a built-in backup system, so that if you feel like you're not getting your emails, you can always log into the back end, go to the Contact Enhanced, and click on Recorded Messages. And what it does is it actually records a copy of the message in the back end so that it's always there. And then, of course, it sends you a copy via email. So if you feel like you haven't actually received it, you would find them in a list right here on this page. Now, that should handle changing the contact page and the quick contact information so that it reflects your current company information. And again, refer to the tutorial prior to this if you need to change your phone number and company name in this box. That is a module position. Hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 800-761-3560 or just email us at sales@roofwebs.com.